help me out with that?
No way, Yahweh, there is no God.
Oh. I'm sorry. Who is this?
This is the Lord of the Underworld.
Oh, I must have the wrong number. I was trying to dial 7.
Well, I'm afraid you've dialed wrong, 'cause you've reached 666.
Wow. My mistake. But hey, since I have you on the phone, would you maybe consider becoming my manager? Or maybe you just have some advice on how to write a really big hit song. What do I do?
All you have to do is sing about me. Because the best way to sell art is with controversy. So let's all worship Satan together. It's just for business, not for pleasure. So let's all worship Satan together. It makes everyone's career so much better.
Okay, alright. I know what you're thinking. How could I ask the Prince of Darkness to be my manager? But look, all the stories you've heard about Satan, those are just rumors. You don't even know if they're true. And if Satan is really so bad, then why does he have so many nicknames? Where did those come from? He must have had at least a few friends. Oh, Lucifer, you old devil, you.
Let's all worship Satan together.
Okay, here's the thing. Even when they're not all that great, people just love songs about the devil. But even if this song becomes a really big hit, makes a lot of money, Satan will get paid most of the royalties. You know, that was the deal. But to hell with it. I'm not even worried about anything anymore. Plus, I already sold my soul to the devil, so I could get into heaven.
Let's all worship Satan together. It's just for right now, it's not forever. Let's all worship Satan together. When it goes out of fashion, never mind whatever.
Oh, we're letting in the stragglers. We got stragglers. All right. Well, a couple of notes before we get started. One, turn your cameras on. We assume that if you don't have your camera on, it is because you are an AI robot. And prove us wrong by showing us your gorgeous face. Yay. Hello, hello. Same with sound. If you're in a place without a lot of background noise, go ahead and unmute yourself so we can hear your uproarious laughter. Okay, the regulars know that I demand a sample of laughter to remind people who haven't laughed today what it sounds like. And that spattering of laughter was spot on. And if you are feeling fancy, you can also use the little reaction emojis. I just found out that this fires rockets. So use that when you want to send a comedian to the moon. I don't know what that means. That means something. We are best viewed in speaker view. Go to that view button and make sure that you are in speaker view so that the person speaking is the largest on your screen. Uh-oh, I'm hearing background noise. Okay, it stopped. They're self-aware. And we want to say hello to our friends on Comedy Hub on Twitch. Hello, Comedy Hubbers. We're glad to see you. If you get married to each other, do you become Comedy Hub hubbies? It's that kind of hilarity that you're in store for this evening.
Oh boy.
Comedy Hub Hubbies is now copyright by me. I am putting some links in the chat. We run this show for free, but we do ask for tips and donations to help us keep the show running. We use it for things like Aaron's therapy bill and Zoom and comics. So throw us a couple of bucks if you're enjoying the show. And as Aaron says, why don't you send some money before you even see the show? That will motivate us to be even more funny. Yes. All right. And I'm going to hand you off to your host for the evening. Give a warm welcome and a big round of applause to Aaron Kominos-Smith, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Very exciting start to this show. For some reason, this microphone is not working. So I'm using this small microphone, which picks up all the background noise.
That's
so
what I use.
you hear my 2.5-year-old crying in the background, that's because she doesn't want to shower right now. She also just started 3K this week, so it's been a busy week. Lots of crying in this household, most of it from me. It's been fun, everyone. This has been good. Welcome to the Living Room Show. Who is here for the first time? If this is your first time watching Living Room Show, go ahead and clap it up. Wave at your cameras. Looks like we got Leanne's iPhone is here for the first time. Has Leanne been here before, or is it just your iPhone's first time? Well, there's a whole group back there. There's a whole bunch of you watching.
Aaron, can you lend your mic to Trump next week?
Can I loan my mic to Trump? I don't know where that's going, but I'm gonna leave that alone. All right, that's is that a debate reference for things getting muted? Yeah. I'm not really sure. Yes. Yeah, because we all know if there's one kind of humor that definitely plays to all audiences, it's political humor. That definitely either has everybody just right in the middle. It's great jokes. It's about political comedy. It is fun. Like my dad and I won't even talk politics anymore. We completely agree with each other, but as soon as we start talking about politics, we just kind of fire each other up to the point where like, can you believe that was, I can't believe, well, can you believe, well, I can, and then we're screaming at each other, and it's like, we completely agree. And I'm like, why did we do this? Why are we talking about this? Much better to do the ostrich approach and just to have a skinny neck. That's what I mean by the ostrich approach. That's where we were going. All right. So welcome, Leanne and crew. Anybody else for the first time watching for the first time audience? I'm looking around. I see Brandon is driving. Oh, it always scares me that Brandon watches this show while driving because I occasionally see him looking down and I'm like, I hope he's at a red light. Either that, because we don't have insurance on this show. So we cannot be responsible for anything that happens. And I believe, Brandon, lawyer, are you a lawyer, Brandon? Or should I not be talking to you right now because you're driving and not because it may cause an accident? But yeah, exactly. Not because it may cause an accident, but because you're going to charge me per minute if I talk to you. That's why I shouldn't say anything.
That's right.
And I'm looking around and I see I'm recognizing a lot of our other audience here. We've got some regular audience. So you guys know the deal. You know how this works. We're here. We're doing stand-up comedy on Zoom. This is the way we should always be doing stand-up comedy, right? In-person comedy is canceled for forever and ever. Let's only do stand-up comedy on Zoom because you're not supposed to wear shorts on stage as a comic. And, you know, whatever. You're right. Wait, did I just turn my mic off? No. Okay, I turned this one off. And then, because what's very annoying, by the way, I have this amazing microphone that usually works totally fine. And what I did was I set it up exactly the same way I've set it up for every show for over 3 years. So naturally, today it didn't work because I didn't change a thing. So not only is it not working, but there's a little light, like a little volume light that goes up and down as I'm talking. It's mocking me as I'm watching that light go up and down. It's like, look at how great it's picking up all your audio, Aaron. It's just not giving it to the people who want it. Yeah, so that's what's going on over there. Good news, everybody, not to get too political, but I just got the new COVID booster. I just got the new vaccine booster. I just got it 2 days ago. It is Moderna. And I somehow just said Moderna without yelling it in a goofy Italian accent, which is what I'm always tempted to do Every time I hear Moderna, I'm always like, what vaccine did it? What? Moderna. And then I just want to eat pizza as soon as I say that. And che cosa questi vaccini? Moderna. Grazie mille. And then I think that's the way you're supposed to say it, right? Like, how does everyone else do? Like, I got Pfizer.
Pfizer. I say Pfizer with a German
you say
accent.
it more like a German, like, what is the vaccine? I got to Pfizer.
I got some Pfizer vaccine.
Pfizer. Carrie says, okay, so we know Carrie's sense of humor. Carrie has the sense of humor of the Germans. Got it. All right. That's Carrie, you set yourself up for that. You were asking for it. Carrie and I have the same virtual background because we're professional. That's our biggest credits, by the way, is that we have the same virtual background. My daughter started 3K. She went to, if you don't know what 3K is, there's kindergarten. The year before that is pre-K. And instead of calling the year before that pre-K, which is what I think they should have called it, they called it 3K for 3-year-olds. And the best part, my daughter is not yet 3. New York City just does it January 1st to December 31st, right? There's 31 days in December. How does that song go? 30 days has September. That song makes no sense to me, by the way. I don't know. Every time I do that song, I'm like, 30 days has October, September. There's no rhyme. They all rhyme. It doesn't really help. So you go January 1st to December 31st. If you're going to be 3 at any point in that time, you get to go. My daughter was born December 30th. So she just made it. If she was born about a day and a half later, no 3K for her. And not only that, but she's also the smallest one in the entire 3K class, probably that entire school. Reminds me of someone I know. I was the smallest kid in my school pretty much the entire time I was there, in every grade. And yeah, I feel bad for her. She's so little compared to all these other kids. It was funny when we took her to the doctor. Every time they're like, oh, she's in the 10th percentile. The next time they're like, she's in the 5th percentile, like in her height. She's in the 3rd, but she kept going down in the percentiles. And they were like, well, she's still in the 3rd percentile. Like my wife and I were like, well, 3rd percentile. Look at us. We're tiny. That's huge.
Just a little bit of beautiful, Aaron.
Yeah, Natasha, we're just excited. 3rd percentile is huge compared to us. I was in like the negative percentile. I wasn't expecting this girl to be guarding the net on her volleyball team. All right. Like, I'm not surprised that she is that small. As long as she doesn't end up negative like me. You guys can't tell, by the way, because this is Zoom. I'm 7 feet tall. That's totally true. Everybody. For the rest of the show, I will only be doing jokes with a German accent because it really drives the joke home. All right, everybody. Let's see. What else? I feel like there was one other. What was the one other very exciting thing I wanted to tell you all about? I don't remember. This is what I get for not writing any ideas down whatsoever. Everybody, we've got an amazing show for all of you. Are you guys excited to have a fun time tonight?
Yes.
We're feeling good. We're feeling pumped. Carrie's mom just gave us a stern yes. I like it. There's the laugh, man. There it is. We're gonna have an amazing time tonight. When the comics are up here, give them a lot of love and energy. And if you're like many of the people that I'm looking at right now on this Zoom, turn your virtual background to a brick wall. I'm seeing a few different people just did that. Our first comic did not, so he's banned from the show for forever. I've already decided that.
We have to talk about that first, Aaron. I told you.
Yeah, I know. We're going to have to work. That should be the first thing in the email we send out to the comics is like, be professional, have fun. Also, change your virtual background. That's the most important thing, even if you are in a random person's apartment right now doing a show. I am so excited to keep the show rocking and rolling right now with this comic we got coming up. He is hilarious. He's been on the show before. We love having him. Let's hear it for the amazing and talented Mr. Michael Harrison, everybody. Let him hear it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Dude, next time I do your show, I'm actually going to make a real wall just for you guys, just to make up for you for this one. So we're in. Right on. How's everyone doing out there? Good?
Yeah.
Good. Yes. I'm happy to be here. I'm originally from Canada, but I became an American citizen like a year and a half ago. So
yeah.
Ooh.
Why?
I know. I could finally start dating women for love. Right? And I don't know, is there any other dual citizens here? Am I the only one who's a dually? Oh, am I? Oh, highly recommend it. Definitely become a dual citizen. Get a backup country in case this one slides into the ocean. All right, it's and I like being Canadian American. I think that's great. I get access to free healthcare. Yeah, I get access to free healthcare in Hawaii. So it works out. But I will say this is my first year voting. Ah, wow. This place is a dumpster fire. I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to. You guys do this every 4 years? You really shouldn't. All right. This is insane. Insane. You know what the biggest problem with an American election is? They're too long. What are you doing? They're way too long. 2 years for an election cycle. 2 years. In Canada, it takes us 5 weeks to pick a bad leader. Right, and what was it? I had a green card like 4 years ago when I went through an election. Man, you guys are too intense. It's too passionate. First off, I don't dig how you guys do your rallies where it's like a WWE stadium where they're like, let's fix the deficit, and people are like, ah. That's too much. Way too much. Right, and even the idea of the whole election as well. Like, what is it? 4 years ago, I couldn't vote, and I remember the election happened, and some guy came up to me and he's like, "Hey, who'd you vote for?" And I was like, "I'm Canadian. I can't." It's like, "Yeah, well, you still should have tried."
Wow. Nice.
Thank you, Carrie. I like that. That's sort of the best response where you're like, I won't laugh, but I'll tell him. Let's verbalize it. What a sweetheart. I don't know. Even then, like I do love the country, even though you guys are sort of like you guys are sort of angry all the time. Because it's true. You guys argue. You guys argue over everything. Like, for instance, did you know in 26 states you're allowed to marry your cousins?
Yes.
Yeah, it's true. So you know what that means? In 24 states, you can't. That's almost right down the middle. You guys can't agree on cousin love. All right, that's how fractured this country is. Like in 24 states, you guys are like, that's gross. And in 26 states, you're like, you haven't even seen my cousin. Right? You do it too. Cheryl's hot. And I don't know. I've toured all across this country. I think Oregon's my favorite state. I really like Oregon. Oregon's really fun. You know what I mean? Very liberated, I'll say that. Like, I did a show full of thruples. Do you guys know what that is? Yep. That's a relationship of 3. Anne, would you ever do a thruple? Anne?
3?
Yeah, a relationship of 3. Would you ever do that?
I don't know. Ask me next year.
Oh, yeah. Okay. As of right now, you need a year to think about it. You're like, okay, maybe.
She's got to hear your bit first.
Well, I don't know.
After we're
I'm just like, honestly, I think it logically. Like, first off, inflation's high. I want to save on rent. So right there, I'm like, yeah, I would do that. I don't think you can get a place with 2 people anymore, you know? But I did have one guy. He told me, "Are you kidding me? I would never. It's too much drama." I was like, "What are you talking about? If there's a fight, you have a tiebreaker." It was one thing that was pretty interesting when I was out there. There was a girl from Eugene who actually asked me too, and she's like, "Hey, what's one of the craziest things a woman's ever wanted to do with you intimately?" And I was like, "Have a kid." Right? She wanted me to make a whole human being come out of her body, right? Blood, guts, all that stuff. And I was like, what a freak. Right? Can't I just choke you? It would hurt less.
For you, maybe.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm sorry. I think pregnancy would hurt a lot. Yeah, and even that coming from me too, because I was born 11 pounds, 1 ounce.
Whoa.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? If something ever came out of me, it was 11 pounds, I wouldn't even like it. Yeah. If something came out of me that was 11 pounds, like the doctor would be like, oh, now it's time to feed it. I'd be like, not till it apologizes.
Ooh.
I'm not even lying. I am actually thinking about having a kid. I've started thinking about it last couple months. It's it's so weird because I've never ever wanted to have a kid before. I just didn't realize life was this long. You know what I mean? Because like I honestly believe that that's the reason to have a kid is that you experience life and then you get bored and then now's the time to have a kid. But I'm serious about that, right? Because like when you're young, you should go adventure. You should do things. And I've done that. I've traveled the world. I've achieved my goals. I've become financially stable. And now I'm like, let's screw it up. I need an 18-year-old villain I can't punch or a mini villain I can't punch.
Ooh.
So I don't know. I have heard the reviews. I actually had a friend. She was telling me how much she loved having a kid. Like her kid went off. Her kid became 18 and left the house. And she was like, "Oh, having a kid was like the best experience." And I was like, "Wow, best experience? Best experience? If it was so good, why didn't you have two?" You know what I mean? Like when I see a mom with 8 kids, I'm like, that woman loves kids. When I see a woman who raised 1 kid, I'm like, I think she learned her lesson. All right, good. That was a new joke. I didn't know if that would work. You're a good audience because you guys have been like warming you up. Has been like, okay, I don't know if a new one's gonna fit here, but now you guys are really good. You're really good. I don't know. What's Anne? Just because I love you, you're like my go-to now. What's your take on robots? Are you scared of robots?
No.
No, I like them. You're so blunt. You're so good. That's why you're my fave in the room. Right? No. Good for you. That's great. A lot of people are scared of robots. You should see it. Like people go online like, oh my God, robots are going to kill all of humanity. And I'm like, why are you putting that online? That's where they're going to read it. Right? Like if you have a problem with robots, go to an Amish guy's house, vent there. Oh, sorry. I think I just got the light. I think I better go. But I will let you guys know you guys were all super amazing. Thank you so much and always support this show because this is one of my faves. Thank you for having me, Aaron. Thank you for having me, Carrie. And
Michael Harrison, everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah, go Canada. Wow, that's not something you frequently hear yelled outside of any hockey games at the Olympics. That's I feel like Canadians be way too polite to ever yell that, except when it comes to hockey. It is funny how Canadians are like the most polite humans, yet they're the ones who kind of invented the penalty box. There's so much fighting.
I'm out.
I like how the robots was the one thing, and where you were like, "Are you afraid of?" No, you do not need a year to figure that out. You know for sure.
She said it like a robot. Did you hear her? I was like, I think she is a robot.
Uh-oh, Carrie, we got to talk to you about your mom. Something might have happened.
Do not talk to my mother as if she is a robot.
Oh, never mind. It just runs in the family. That's what it is. Okay, everybody. We're going to keep the show rocking and rolling right now with your next comic, who I promise is not a robot. She is absolutely hilarious. We are so excited to have her. Again, no virtual brick background, but we're going to let it slide again. Let's hear it right now for the amazing and talented Liz Glazer, everybody.
Hi. Okay. First of all, I'm coming from the car, which if I weren't, this would actually be a very impressive virtual background because it's like dynamic too, because it's like, oh yeah, make it look realistic with my shirt that I'll maybe wear to the show. So I don't mean to make everybody jealous, but I'm in the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania, which I imagine all of you wish you were there. I've noticed a couple things. I'm like,
right in my backyard.
I'm in your backyard.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm scared. Because I don't know who's talking. You sound like any male voice probably I would be afraid of, but also like a male. Just take it from my perspective, okay? I am in an abandoned parking lot. I'm literally looking at what is it? It's a John Deere like set of it looks like something that I would only see in toy form, not in walnut. Okay? On a farm, and I can't see very well what you all are doing. I see Anne, the robot, let's be honest, okay? The robot having a threesome in a year, okay? On this show, we got that out of her. Okay, we understand that now. And I see Leanne's iPhone with Leanne, presumably, and whoever goes with Leanne. I see Henry and Jackie Florsheim. Any relationship to the shoes?
No.
Okay. In unison, like they are robots and life. Okay, so I would suggest, Anne, if you're looking for a threesome, look no further than the Florsheims. Air coordination, of course. So anyway, I just mean whoever answered that I'm in your backyard, you are terrifying me because I might be, is my point. But also what I wanted to say is I was going to take my computer with me because I knew I had this. Okay, my show's at 9. I really enjoy when things line up errands wise. Like, does that connect specifically with Anne, Leanne, the guy with Leanne, Jackie, Stephen and Edward? I can't see you, but those are the people I see, okay? And I can scroll down. Oh, AI Roth. Did we make that joke? Is that how it originated? Okay, you probably get that all day, Al. You should change your name. You're on mute, which makes me also think this whole show is AI, okay? Right here. I think my wife, guys, I'm not gay. I'm married to a robot, okay? That's what
You can call me Al, Liz. You can call me Al.
Oh, that's nice. And I don't know who that's coming from. Okay, but less scary because it's a female voice. But anyway, so I was going to take my computer with me to Walnut Port, Pennsylvania, but I'm in this phase. I'm not really. So my wife and I have a child. She's 15 months old, and she's in a phase where if we leave, she cries a lot. Okay. So I was going to take my computer, which meant I would have had the right background and whatever. But because I had to sneak out, I didn't take it and I took my phone. And so now I have this beautiful virtual car background. But I was thinking about this is like, I don't like when goodbyes take a long time. Like I'm Jewish, but I wish I was Irish just for the goodbye. And not like even like on the phone, like I don't want a whole, there's no closing remarks. Like literally when I used to be a lawyer, I would often have to hang up on people because partners were calling me from work. And I want to hire the lawyers who I worked with to jump in phone conversations just to be like, okay, goodbye. Like if I'm on the phone with you and you're like, okay, I'm like, I'm hanging up. And what I think, and with that, Michael Harrison left literally right at that moment. That he's like, you know what? I'm going to practice what she is preaching and just get the hell out of here. Interestingly, I think the last time I was in the middle of nowhere, I was with Michael Harrison. That is not even a joke. We were in Altoona, Pennsylvania at a cat fundraiser where there was a raffle. Okay, that part I was into. There was a raffle at the cat fundraiser. I am not making literally any of this up. Raffle at the cat fundraiser, and the prizes were rifles. Okay, And the way that the people at the cat fundraiser in Altoona, Pennsylvania, spread the word about the rifles that were the prizes for the raffle is that they had like a Vanna White type person, okay, parade around with the rifles in order to sell people who were there to benefit cats on the raffle for the rifle. Okay. So like the Venn diagram of cat people and rifle people, I would say is like nothing, no people except in the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania. And that is why this state should secede from the union. Okay.
There's a lot of raccoons, Liz. There's a lot of raccoons eating the cat food.
And you think that that's what the rifles are for?
Yes, ma'am.
Really? I mean, that's a theory, okay? And I only thank God that that is coming from a female-sounding voice, whether AI or not. But it is less scary to me that a person with a theory on shooting raccoons to get away from cats in the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania, is coming from somebody who I might want to have sex with. Okay? So anyway, I had one more thing. Oh, the thing about the long goodbye, okay, is like, what if 15-month-old babies who are crying because we're saying goodbye to them are really crying because we're taking too long to say goodbye. Like, that's because I was just like, listen, Eloise, like, I got you. I'm going to leave right now. And maybe that didn't hit as hard, but I do think it's plausible. Okay. What did I actually want to talk about? Like, literally, I thought I've been coughing and wheezing. So I love a self-help book. That is like my whole religion. I'm Jewish, but like, honestly, I hate the Bible. Okay. I know I'm not supposed to say that on Shabbos. I just think it's a boring book. That's my thought, okay? I'm not saying I'm not religious. Like, saying you're religious sounds gross, honestly. But, like, I do believe in God. For better or worse, it's like being gay. Like, I'm gay for God. I don't know. I can't control it, okay? Whatever. But I don't think the Bible is a good book, and I am exactly the audience for that type of book. Like, a self-help book that purports to change your life forever and in every which way, that is exactly the kind of book that I love. And I hate the Bible because I think it's a boring book. It's like so much foot washing and family trees and just like rules. Like, I want the part of the book where...
Hey, be free.
What?
You got to be free.
What does that mean?
You're American. You're American.
Yeah,
you got to be free.
You are free.
Yeah.
Am I? Well, what I was going to say is that I feel like I'm wheezing, and I was listening to a self-help book that I like way more than the Bible, except unfortunately, I am only at the part of the book that the Bible is missing, which is the part where it's like, here's my story of how I was downtrodden and how I was motivated to write this book, and God needs a backstory, and that would make the Bible better, okay? But because I'm reading, the book is called Good Energy, and it's basically about how every single symptom means that you're dying. And I don't know if it's the terrible pizza from the Shack in Walnut Port, Pennsylvania that I ate show or the book, but I feel like I'm dying. And with that, unfortunately, I have to go. I love you very much. I mean that to Anne and my wife. Okay, thank you so much.
Liz, don't go like forever. Just go from the show. The way you said it, you said, I feel like I'm dying and I have to go. No, don't.
What a nice day.
Aren't you excited though to be wheezing? Like, as Jews, we love complaining about our pain.
I understand your joke, Aaron, but I'm going to one-up you with a serious, because in this book, one of the things that this author says is that symptoms are a gift. And if you have symptoms, then those are signs that something like broader is wrong. And unfortunately, as I said, I'm still in the part of the book where everything is wrong. Okay.
Okay.
So it is a gift, but I have to drive home to read the rest of the book. It's called Good Energy. It's better than the Bible. Okay. Bye.
Bye. Have a good show. Enjoy your time. And I think Walnut Port is what Liz said where she is. It is funny that whenever comics talk about being in the middle of nowhere, it's frequently Pennsylvania is like the state that you say after the comma of middle of nowhere. It's very middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania, because that's almost all of Pennsylvania. If it's not one of the edges, it's a very wide state, is what I'm trying to say. All right, everybody. Speaking of middle of nowhere, but who knows where any of us are, as I'm hearing the voices during comic sets coming from nowhere, and then instantly getting muted. We're going to keep the show rocking and rolling. Who's excited for more comedy? Who do we got? How are we feeling? It is. All right. All right.
Yay.
So much commenting with Anne, too. Everybody loves Anne today, Carrie. We're having a good time.
He's lovable. What can I say?
Absolutely. As Jake shows up, what perfect timing. We are going to keep things rocking and rolling right now with your next comic right now. She is hilarious. So excited to have her on the show. I think this is her first time doing our Zoom show. It only took 3.5 years of a Zoom show, but we got her on. Let's hear right now for the amazing and talented Orly Matlow, everybody. Let her hear it.
So much. Hi. Yeah, this is exciting. 3.5 years, which means like this show will get its degree at the end of the year. This is an impressive thing to keep running. And the fact that there are 27 people on here, which is thrice as many as a Brooklyn bar show. So this is already huge. This is the biggest audience I've played all week. I apologize for being unable to find my lights. I have a ring light, but not a socket. So like we're going for this impressionistic work of art, like Monet. That's the inspiration for this set. And yeah, I'm excited. Carrie and Aaron said to go clean. So this is really hard for me because my usual stuff is just rude, lewd, and incredibly crude. It's just nonstop blue material. I know all the things. So here we go. I'm trying my best. And also this is exciting. This is a throwback because over the first few seasons of the pandemic, I did a lot of Zoom shows for synagogues. So you may recognize me from B'nai Torah in Sudbury, Massachusetts, if any of you guys are members.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Temple of Aaron in the Twin Cities, or Beth Israel in Tallahassee, Florida. I promise that's the only time I'm going to mention Israel. Usually during these Zoom shows, I would pin the rabbi and the cantor at the top because most people would mute. And so I'd say like, okay, if I have the rabbi and the cantor, if you have the clergy, you have the congregation. But here, I don't know. I might just pin my parents, but I don't think I'm brave enough. Yeah, my mom is Leanne's iPhone. I'm Orly's iPhone is my last name. So here we go. Full disclosure, I'm distracted by my face right now. I've been posting a lot. That's the game, which means I'm so sick of looking at my own face that like I understand why influencers and celebrities just get new ones. Like Ariana Grande, she's not just all over the internet, but also on billboards and stuff. So it's like, no wonder she gets a new face every 2 years. Like sometimes you just got to mix it up. It's crazy. Yeah, it's September. This summer went by so quickly. I don't remember anything that happened. There was the movie Twisters that happened, and my sister got married in June, which was incredible. Yes, my sister, one of the iPhone sisters. It was fun. I was co-maid of honor, which was an incredible honor, but I think there was some nepotism involved. I don't think it was on merit alone. My younger sister and I shared our duties. And I'm so excited to see the pictures because I don't remember anything that happened. All I know is that it happened. Yeah, my sister sent a picture of the ketubah to the group chat to confirm that like it is legal, that the wedding did indeed happen. All I know is I need to see the pictures because all night people kept coming up to me to tell me how much I cried. I have a 100% bawling success rate at weddings. And like I made a toast naturally. And I was hoping people would come up to me to compliment me on my toast because, you know, this is my life's work. But instead they were just like, oh my God, you were crying the whole time ever since the second you walked down the aisle. And no, they don't have New York accents, but that's just the official voice for people who are annoying. and I can make that joke. I live in New York. I can make fun of the New York accents. And yeah, I have 2 weddings coming up. This is my like first, this weekend is like to chill and watch the Nicole Kidman murder rich people, the latest rich white people murder show on Netflix. I'm like relaxing this weekend because I have a wedding next weekend and the weekend after. And I'm alone. I'm single. I only have myself to annoy. And pop culture loves to like show single people as being sad at weddings, but like I still love a wedding. Like if you're going to have the love of your life, the least you could do is buy me dinner and give me an open bar. Like but I draw the line. I did go to a friend's wedding and they did their first dance. His name is Sam. So their first dance was to the song You Must Remember This from Casablanca. Because it was like, oh, play it again, Sam. Play as time goes by. And then they're like, and all the couples, please join us on the dance floor. And then I never had to pee more in my life than in that moment. Like they summons the couples to the dance floor and I'm like, the Spanx are up against the bladder. Goodbye. But when they're playing Motown, ABBA, or all the single ladies, like I'm there for every dance. Like the weddings are not the worst place to be single. The worst place to be single is the bookstore because you're just face to face with all the lives you aren't living. It's all there right in front of you. Or also Paris. Paris is a sad place to be single. Their whole thing is like kiss here, and like, oh sorry, I dropped my phone, but now I'm back. That was a surprise. I posted that on TikTok, and then someone just commented the farmers market, and as their what in their opinion is the saddest place to be single. And like I could see it. I do get sad being single at the farmers market sometimes, but only because of You've Got Mail. There's a scene in You've Got Mail where Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan go to the farmers market in front of the 72nd Street subway station. And like I was Nora Ephron pilled at a young age. Like that's why I live in New York City now. But it could also go the other way. Like if like I can see myself getting the ick from a guy based on how he fondles the fruits. So if you feel lonely and single at the farmer's market, just like zero in on someone's hands and it could take all the magic away. But I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready for a relationship. I'm open to intimacy, except I do have one boundary. The most intimate you can possibly be with another person is to let them see the inside of your AirPods case.
Oh.
Like, yeah, I don't know why, but literally every day It's the scene from Shrek where he lights a candle. Like it's worse than a pap smear. And thank you. Okay, I know the show is supposed to be clean, but like a pap smear is a medical procedure. It's just a strep throat test, but upside down. So that's as blue as I'll get. But oh yeah, Yeah, I've resorted to exercise lately, just as to try to get endorphins. So I've added wrist weights to my sanity walks because I love accessories that hurt. And I wrote that joke, but then I'm like, that's redundant. All accessories hurt, like stilettos, the aforementioned Spanx, and like we women poke holes in our earlobes so we can hang things off of them. And like now I see so many babies like as young as under 1 year old, like get their ears pierced, like lest you think they're a boy, even if that means everyone knows they're a girl and they get paid 70 cents on the dollar. But welcome to womanhood. Start 'em young. Thank you so much for having me. Hi to my parents. See you soon. Oh my God,
Uncle John too.
Uncle King's all here.
Woo!
Wow, keep it going for Orly, everybody.
Thank you.
And all of Orly's family who's here. Wow, that's exciting.
The whole iPhone family.
Uncle John is here.
Yeah.
Everyone with iPhone. Wow, Carrie, it's a good thing your mom was able to change her screening from being iPhone.
I changed it for her.
Oh, that would be uncomfortable if we thought that your mom was actually Orly's mom because it said iPhone. Then that would be.
We found out on the show. We're bringing families together.
That would be a great prank to play on all of us, by the way, on the comics. If everyone all at once changed their name to iPhone on the bottom, and just everyone muted and then turn their cameras off and change it to iPhone, but don't get any ideas. All right, don't actually do that.
We disabled people changing their own names. Remember?
Actually, we did do that. We disabled it because we had the Zoom bombers way back, and that was one way to avoid it. Was no one could change their names. We used to let no one even unmute themselves. We only had a select few people who could unmute. That's how it would get kind of rough sometimes. But it was also fun because they would like start to yell something, and then I'd kick them out right away, and then I would make fun of them mercilessly without them even being there. That's just the best way to make fun of someone. And I was thinking the saddest place to be single would be a bicycle rental place that only has tandem bicycles left. I was thinking, I did, but it would be fun to watch. I just think it's very difficult to pedal. I don't understand how tandem bicycles actually work. I don't get the physics of it. I'm convinced that that's not how gears work, but maybe Jake can explain that to me. I think that's his specialty. All right, everybody. We've got one more comic for all of you. But before we get to our final comic, we like to just remind everyone that this is a free stand-up comedy show. But if you're wondering, how do we show these comics how much we love them? How do we show how much we're appreciating them? You can send us some tips. You do that using the email livingroomcomedy@gmail.com. You could find us on Venmo, PayPal, and Zelle. You can even find us on the Cash app that Carrie just put those links in there. It's just $ Aaron Kominos-Smith. My name, no spaces, no hyphens. I don't even know if those capitals matter, but it feels better to see it not all lowercase. And it starts with a $. If you're on Cash App, you can find me on there. And we're going to do a quick shout out right now to our donors from last week. We really appreciate you. I think Carrie's going to do a quick screen share, making it to our special levels. At the Illuminati level, not crashing his car was Brandon. Friend level was Elliot and Evil Dave. Potato level was Henry, Jake, and Jessica K. And the mommy level was Anne. If you're wondering who that is.
There's only one mommy level.
There's only one mommy level, and you got to be a mommy to get on there.
Anne.
Yeah, Anne's getting shout outs left and right today. This is turning in, we're going to rename this the Anne Comedy Show, I believe. That's what we have to do. All the tips are going to Anne right now. I think that's what I've accidentally decided. But yeah, you can take it up with Carrie and the comics if you're not happy about that. If you're wondering how much is a good amount to tip, we suggest $10 per person watching the show. If you're having a great time, go for $20 per person. If this is the most amazing show ever, $4,000 per person watching the show. I think that's a nice even number, or whatever multiple of chi you feel is a good amount to send. And if you don't know what that means, then it won't make sense anyway. Everyone, Shabbat Shalom. I hope we're having a great time. With that, I'm going to bring up our next comic and our final comic. She is the co-producer of this show. She has the greatest virtual background that has ever existed in the history of virtual stand-up comedy. Let's hear it for the amazing and talented Carrie Gravenson, everybody.
Yes, Anne is my mom, and I have a cool mom, and not everyone is blessed with a cool mom. Sometimes people get lame moms, but I've had a cool mom pretty much my whole life. So we were the house you could hang out in. Mom pretended she'd never heard of marijuana. She did not know how it smelled. It was a thing in high school. But yeah, there was one year in high school where I went to camp, my last year in camp, and my boyfriend and mom had lunch without me. And I got letters from them both that were like, I had lunch with your boyfriend. It was really great. And I had lunch with your mom. And I was like, you guys, like, it's one thing to have a cool mom, but you don't want people hanging out with your mom without you. Like mom is my accessory. She's part, you know, she's my mom. You don't get to hang out with her. So I'm very protective, but also, yes, I do love watching people discover how cool mom is. It is fun. All
right, and we love you.
And there is a current famous person who I came up with in stand-up comedy. She's now famous, and she once called my mom a bitch at a show. And she's now famous. She's now famous. So when I see her in trailers, I'm like, tee, you once called, it was in a friendly way, like, shut up, bitch, you know, on stage.
Love Anne.
But mom laughed it off, and I was like, don't call my mom a bitch, even if you think it's funny. And now she's famous.
Rascals will do it.
Yeah.
You know, they're the worst. God bless Anne.
That's right. One of the biggest. We were talking about Spanx and weddings. I've been single at weddings. I've had boyfriends at weddings. I've worn Spanx at weddings, and I have not. The last time I wore Spanx to a wedding was in an beautiful Italian wedding in the middle of June. It was approximately 1,000 degrees centigrade. And I was dying. I was sweating. I was dying. And I went to the restroom and I pulled down my Spanx to do my bodily business. And I couldn't get them back up because I was too sweaty.
Oh, no.
You know what I did? I threw them in the garbage.
Good.
And I walked out. I've never felt so amazing in my life. You go from being Spanx to being spanked free. Oh, it was worth it just to feel that good. You know what I mean? You never feel that good in regular life. It is Ren Fair season in upstate New York. Has anyone ever been to the Renaissance Fair in Tuxedo, New York? Some people, a handful of people. I think it's great. I love that they hire teenagers to work this, and the teenagers do not care about the Renaissance at all. They took this summer job, and it is blown up in their stupid teenage faces. But I went up to one at the turkey stand, and this teenager looked like he would have rather been anywhere else. He would have rather been dead than be there, whatever. It was too hot. He was over it. And he just looked at me and he went, "Can I help thee?" Just so great. So somebody at the beginning of the Ren Fair put this, that you have to talk like you're in the Renaissance. And this kid was so fucking over it. I like the, dost thee want to spare some gold ducats for mass-produced leg of turkey fowl? Yes. And spare extra gold for the tax from the lords of the manor of New York State. And you can spare some extra gold ducats for the chip jar of this unwitting serf who just needed employment for a few fortnights every summer. And that was how you get that. All right. Well, whatever. I also recently sparked up my gym. I had been a member of a gym, but I recently started going again. And I can say this now, I've gone most days for the past 6 weeks, you guys.
Whoa.
I've missed 4 days in 6 weeks. And if you're thinking, Carrie, thank you. If you're thinking, Carrie, how do you motivate yourself to go to the gym? Well, I'll tell you. I do what motivates me to do mostly anything. And this is a secret. Not a secret. I'm pretty out about this now, but it is stickers. You guys, I have a wall calendar, and every time I go to the gym, give myself a sticker. This is all it takes, you guys. This is what it took to get me to go to the gym almost every day for 6 weeks. I am terrified of the gym. I'm not a good gym person. I speak to no one. And for the first 4 weeks, I didn't touch anything except the elliptical. The first 4 weeks was acclimating to the concept of going to the gym, walking out the door, walking into the door. That was it. That was all I had to do. After 4 weeks, I was like, all right, I built up the habit. Now I'm going to branch out. And at this particular gym, they give you one free session with a personal trainer. And I was like, this will be great. I will get this person to teach me all the machines. I will break out of this elliptical rut and I'll start using the machines and that'll be great. So I hired the personal trainer and she had me do lunges for 45 minutes. I can do lunges for 45 minutes in my own apartment. I don't need to go to the gym to do squats and lunges for 45 minutes. So that was not ideal. But I did finally break out of my rut, and now it's my goal every day at the gym to introduce myself to 2 new machines, right? So I have to make friends with 2 new machines. I introduce myself. I put it on a low weight. I don't care. I'm just trying to get the form right. And I went up to this one machine that does, I don't know, something like this, shoulders, lats. I don't know all these. I don't know your words. But I went up, and as I was approaching the machine and like putting my water bottle down, a gentleman approached the machine as well. And this is the first person inside the gym who has spoken to me. And what do you think I did? I ran away. I got all my stuff and I left the entire gym. Do you want to know what he said to me?
Yes.
I would also like to know what he said to me. It was not in English. He gestured vaguely at the machine and said something to me in what was probably Spanish, but might have been Portuguese. And I couldn't understand him. And I ran away. And then I can't go back to that machine. That machine has been ruined.
You need to go back.
I know, I have to go back. The last time I tried to use that machine, an old lady said that she had claimed it with her tote bag, and I don't know the rules, and that sounded logical to me, so I ran away again. This is how terrified of the gym I am. I'm working on it. I'm still going every day and trying to introduce myself to a new machine. The other day, I saw a woman on the treadmill, and next to her was a tote bag, which is not uncommon, but next to the tote bag was a live dog. An actual dog. And I don't think you're supposed to bring a dog to the gym. I don't know. Is anyone in here gym people? That's not a thing. Not a service. I mean, it had a little vest on, but it was not a trained dog because it kept walking around and she kept getting off the treadmill to put the dog back in the tote bag and the dog would get around. And the treadmill is a death machine, by the way. Like, it's a conveyor belt that you can be sucked under. And I kept seeing in my mind's eye this dog being sucked under the treadmill. It was terrifying because it had a leash. The leash could get caught in any of the mechanisms. And it just seemed really dangerous for the dog. I don't even like dogs, but I don't want anyone hurting any animal ever. Does that make sense? Right? Like,
no, it doesn't make sense, Carrie. The dogs is fine. Dogs are ready to do that stuff.
Ready to be on a treadmill?
Ready to run, yeah, and be free.
Ooh.
Okay, well, I didn't know if this was the policy or whatever. It seemed dangerous to me, but but I couldn't do anything about it because I can't speak to anyone in the gym. I can't either speak to her directly. I can't speak to the front desk people and like tell on her. I couldn't speak.
Well, a middle finger can speak so many words.
No, she was in front of me. She couldn't even see me. I was flipping her off the whole time. I can do that. But luckily for this woman, she was adorable and blonde. So a gentleman came over and offered to hold the dog for her while she did her workout on the treadmill. So if you're going to bring a dog to a gym, be cute and blonde. And that's what I learned that day. I watched this whole interaction. The dog was safe. And then eventually she left. I signed up to do a 5K.
Oh.
Hold your applause. Okay, thank you, Aaron. Yes, thank you. I appreciate it. Signed up to do a 5K. It is called a turkey trot. This is where you run for 5 kilograms on Thanksgiving morning.
Ugh.
Jesse laughed at the kilogram joke, of course. Oh, nice. I get the finger. Excellent. But my friend, so to sign up for the turkey trot is $35. That's fine. Okay, you get a shirt, you get a donut, I don't know, whatever. That's $35. Mm-hmm. My friend signed up, we're doing this together, and she said, I paid the extra $4 for insurance. And I looked at the list of what this $4 will buy you. And if it's for some reason you can't run, if you have like a travel delay or like if you get sick or like the weather, whatever, you pay this $4, you can get your $35 back. Here's my philosophy. I would pay $35 to not have to deal with an insurance company. I would pay $35 to never hear the term file a claim again. I want to submit a note from your doctor. I'm not paying $4 so that I have to deal with the bureaucracy of an insurance company. I don't want to pay $4 to have someone tell me they need a fax of anything.
You should ask for that $4 back, Carrie.
I didn't pay the $4. If I can't
run it, ask for $44.
Amex. I put it on my Amex. If I don't run it and I feel like it's unfair that I paid it, I'll take it up with Amex. This is my Amex ad for this
Take
show.
it back. You deserve a reimbursement for that trauma.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I'm not paying $4 so that someone demands a death certificate from me. So yeah, I did not get the insurance to do a 5K. And I might, if I'm sick or my plane gets delayed or whatever, I might be out $35, but I don't have to deal with an insurance company. All right. Edward is putting on a VR headset right now. And I'm oddly flattered by that. I find that very flattering somehow. I don't know why. But yeah, I'm going to do a turkey trot. When I looked at the photos of last year's turkey trot, everyone was dressed like an idiot. In turkey costumes. You must wear a turkey costume to the turkey trot. So I want to blend. I want to look like
Where is it?
It's in Nashville, Tennessee. So yeah, I'm going to Nashville to run a 5K wearing a turkey costume.
All right.
What is
Yeehaw.
And with that insane closer, I'm going to hand it back over to Aaron, everybody.
Keep it going for Carrie, everybody.
Carrie,
I don't need insurance for just doing a race. That's what a waste of money that would be. By the way, I'm going to fly to do this 5K race.
Yeah.
Carrie, there's like 5K races every weekend here in New York City. I will forward you all the emails that I get.
I don't want to do them if I can't wear a turkey costume. You
can wear a turkey costume any day to any race. You could even just wear a turkey costume to not do a 5K. You could just wear a turkey costume.
No, but see, this is exactly like I downloaded like the 9-week app to get me ready for this.
Oh, you did.
Don't
gotcha.
run. See, you run.
Understood.
You like running. You're one of those people. I don't like running, so I need an app to tell me to do it.
To keep going, to keep doing it. Clap it up for all the comics that we have seen, and clap it up for all the stickers that Carrie has on her board. Clap it up for Liz, for Orly, for Michael, for Carrie stickers, and for myself. And clap it up for yourselves for being an amazing audience. We are here every Friday. We do this show here on Zoom. You can join us every Friday at 8 p.m. Big announcement. I've got my comedy special taping coming up September 28th. We got shows at 6:30 and 9 p.m. Come check it out if you want to come see me do a full hour of comedy. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to really have a good time. Room 52. It's in Midtown Manhattan. And if you have to fly there, as Carrie just pointed out, she'll fly to a 5K. You should come fly. Actually, we have a regular living room show audience member who's going to be flying in from Canada for the show. So I am excited. Come join him. We're going to have a great time, everybody. And we'll see you. Take it easy. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. Have a great September. Have a great fall. Have a great everything, everyone. We're so happy to see you every week. Take it easy.